Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Are we about to take the series against the Atlanta Braves with 2 weeks left? Is this that hope thing that my friends keep telling me about? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. I'm your host, Riley Rich. Let's go! Oh, that's another fly ball to center field. Garcia going back to the track. Leaping and gone! That one has enough distance to get out. We got Thor! You are listening to the It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia podcast, covering the Philadelphia Phillies, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Penn State Nittany Lions football team. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the host of IASSP, Riley Rich. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. I'm your host, Riley Rich, and today we'll be going over the last 2 weeks of Phillies baseball. I was going to do an episode about Friday from last week, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to push it to Sunday and just get these 2 weeks out of the way. Just a quick point that the Sunday game, or the day that I'm recording this, that game is in a rain delay. It is in the 5th inning. Phillies leading 6-5. I'm counting that as a win. I'm going to say that they're going to cancel the end of that game, and we're going to move on. So we're going to take it as such. The Brewers also lost today, so the magic number is going down either way. So before we begin, make sure to follow and subscribe to wherever you listen. Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Please get those numbers up. I might have to intervene, and I know that's on my part, that I'm not doing a good enough job to get some supporters. But podcast people, you are absolutely killing it. Shout out to the Massachusetts community. You guys came through this weekend. We are, I believe, at 875. Again, my goal is 1,000 by Thanksgiving. It looks like we're going to pass that. It looks like we're also going to get 900 in this week. So thank you guys so much for that. It actually might be, I guess I might have to make if I were to make another goal, maybe get us to 1,300 or 1,250 by the end of by Thanksgiving break, because I think by then that would be our season 2 total to date would be 1,000. So that'd be a great number to have. Merch, you guys know where to get merch. That's bonfire.com/store/IASSP-merch. I just released new merchandise, new baseball merchandise for you people. I'm going to show it on the screen right now. It's basically going to cover the whole bottom of the screen, but I don't care. Right across the front, hit it as a science, pitch it as an art with a logo at the bottom. I made sure there was nothing on the back so that I could keep the prices low. And again, if you should be t-shirts, like t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, long sleeve, everything. And I believe there's a few like children's shirts in there too. So, and if you want that, that is bonfire.com/store/IASSP-merch. And with all of that being said, let's begin. Starting again, sorry for the quick pace, but that's how we're going to roll today. Starting with the series in Miami. Now, the Phillies are like coming off of a pretty solid week. Could have been better, could have been worse. They're coming off of a series sweep. They come into Miami. We're expected to win the series, and we started off right on Monday. A 2-1 win. The Phillies were carried in this game offensively by Nick Maton home run. Bailey Falter started this game. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Jose Alvarado, Seranthony Dominguez, and David Robertson combined for 3 shutout innings with 3 strikeouts between them. 1 for 5. The team went in runners scoring position with 5 left on base. 7 strikeouts. Not good, not bad. Rhys Hoskins went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Not the thing you want to see. JT also struck out multiple times, but Gene Segura went 3 for 4 with a run scored. Nick Maton again 1 for 3 with that 2-run homer. That was all of the offense for this one for the Phils. It was just enough. They played Sandy Alcantara. Again, a very nice start by Alcantara. But again, both runs in the 7th inning. Fun fact, Alcantara has given up 10 runs in the 7th inning or later this year. 9 of those 10 have come against the Philadelphia Phillies. His final line was 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Not a terrible game from Alcantara. It seems like he's going to be looks like he'll be fine for the NL Cy Young race. Carlos De La Cruz with a home run in the 5th inning. The Marlins went 0 for 2 with 3 runners left on base. Overall, very solid game, and the Phillies took Monday's game by a final score of 2-1. You then go into, or that should be Tuesday's game, final score of 2-1. You then go into Wednesday's game. Uh, Phillies took this one 6-1. Kyle Gibson got the start in this one. He went 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 1 run, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Again, another solid start. Brad Hand, Zach Eflin came out of the bullpen, pitched really well. Connor Brogdon as well. They combined for 3 scoreless innings, 2 hits, giving up a hand, but still very good. Also, bullpen combined for 4 strikeouts, so a team total of 11. Edward Cabrera started the game for Miami. I was actually pretty worried about Cabrera because he is basically, I might even say he has more electric stuff than Alcantara. He did get to us in Philadelphia, but we got to him this time. He went 5 in the 3rd, giving up 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Could not get the ball in the zone. Uh, the the Marlins combined for 8 strikeouts, or the players combined for 8 strikeouts. So Phillies 18 strikeouts. They went 1 for 4, runners scoring position, 7 runners left on base. Not great numbers, but you know what? It was basically fine because we were carried by the home runs. 2 of them, one by Bryce and one by JT. Only multi-hit game for the Phillies was JT Realmuto. He went 2 for 4. He had 4 RBIs. Again, that home run that we just mentioned. 2 players with multi-strikeout games. That would be Schwarber, who went 1 for 5, and Edmundo Sosa, who went 0 for 3. He took over for Hoskins, who got hit by a pitch. He would sit out basically Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's game. I think he came back on Sunday. He's healthy now, so don't really have to worry about it, but that's just a note to have. Miami had 1 run. That was an RBI hit by Nick Fortes. Again, basically keeping them silent. Jordan Groshans was called up before the start of the game today, or before the start of the series, and he went 3 for 3. He had his first major league hit. I think it was actually the game before, but still, he went 3 for 3. Had a very solid game. And then finally, we get into the final game of the series, Thursday matinee, in which the Phillies dropped this one to the Marlins by a final score of 5-3. Taking the mound for this one for the Phillies was Thor. He went 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He also gave up 2 home runs, one the first of his career for Jordan Groshans, and another one for Carlos De La Cruz. So he went deep twice in this series. Sam Coonrod came up a run in the 8th, but by then it really did. Actually, it kind of did matter, but still, it's not like the offense could really get going. And Andrew Bellotti had a very solid. I wouldn't say very solid. He did walk 3 people, but he kept the Marlins scoreless. Pablo Lopez started the game for Miami. He went 6 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Phillies went 2 for 8 with runners scoring position, 5 left on base. Again, those are not great numbers. Also not great is 7 strikeouts. Could be better. But again, at the end of the day, it could be worse. Gene Segura had a multi-strikeout game. You don't really see that much from him, but he went 0 for 4. And he had 2 strikeouts. Alec Bohm also went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. That one is a bit more normal. Bryson Stott, the only one. Actually, no. Brandon Marsh went 4 for 4 in this game. But Bryson Stott also went 2 for 4, and he scored 2 runs. Kyle Schwarber with an RBI. He actually had a home run in this one. So, solo shot. And then Brandon Marsh with 2 RBIs, along with going 4 for 4. So, definitely in this game, offense kind of carried, low-key carried by Brandon Marsh. But it wasn't enough, as the Marlins took down the Phillies by a final score of 5-3. I mentioned when we played the Mets that momentum is key, and winning that last game of the series will basically determine if we get swept or not. We did not win the final game of the series. I know we did play the Mets, but we played the Braves. They're basically caught up to the Mets by now. It's very scary, and the game was in Atlanta as well, or the series was in Atlanta as well. So definitely no good signs. And of course, you can expect that in the Friday game, we did drop it. It was a final score of 7-2, A deceiving line score, though. The Braves did score 6 runs in the 8th inning. Again, that's all on Sir Anthony Dominguez. An abnormally bad relief appearance for Dominguez, and then Nelson also gave up an earned run as well. But Dominguez gave up 5 runs. Ranger Suarez came in and had an amazing start. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and Jose Alvarado had a hitless 7th, basically keeping the team in the game. Gene Segura with a go-ahead home run, and Kyle Schwarber with a home run to make it 1-0. Segura made it 2-1. William Contreras tied the game up in 1, and then Ronald Acuna hit a home run that basically solidified the Braves' win. Max Fried got the start of this one. Another great starter. But Max Fried got the start for the Braves. He went 6 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, three walks, 4 strikeouts. Wow, 3 walks is apparently a theme. And then out of the bullpen for the Braves, holding it together for 3 scoreless innings was Colin McHugh, Lee, Jesse Chavez, and Raisel Iglesias. The Phillies went 0 for 3. Again, if you don't get hits with runners in scoring position, can't really count on winning. But they went 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 on base. And yeah, 5 team strikeouts actually really isn't that bad. Although 2 of them came from Bryce, and he went 0 for 4 in this one. And that was our 3-hitter. And again, a star, a former MVP, and Bryce. It's a tough game when you can't get him going. And again, only 2 runs came in the form of a Schwarber homer and a Segura homer. We then go into Saturday's game. Again, more of the same. The Phillies actually got swept in this series, but the Phillies dropped the Saturday game by a final score of 4-3. I need to figure out a new transition as this is getting a bit awkward. Aaron Nola had a great start. Good considering his past success in September. He went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, borderline, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Again, third in strikeouts in the NL. Very impressive year for Nola. Brad Hand came out of the bullpen in the 8th, shut it down. Jake Odorizzi got the start for the Braves. He went 4 2/3, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Acuna with a home run. That did not help at all. Basically, led the Braves to win this one. Acuna had all 4 RBIs. See, that's an example of a superstar leading his team. Bryce actually went 1 for 4 this one. He did get a hit. He did score. An RBI hit by Bryson Stott. He was actually the one that had a multi-hit game. He went 2 for 3. And then just 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Again, I don't like that 2 going with that 10. And then 8 runners left on base is not a good number to have at all. Very clean games, though. No errors from the Phillies. This is just an offensive shutdown, which is also not good at all, considering that we're in September. This is the time that we need them to win. So we're gonna go. I laugh in pain over this team. Sunday, another loss for the Phillies. They lost this one 5-2. I mean, the Phillies tried. They got another run to the 9th, but it really was too late by then. Hoskins came back, which was nice, but it didn't really help the team. Started this one was Billy Falter, again, basically our 6th starter. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's actually putting together some solid performances, so I can't even roast him. He's doing so well. He is probably one of the reasons, part of the depth that is carrying this team to the playoff or to the pennant race. Andrew Bellotti had a scoreless appearance. He was the only Phillies pitcher with a scoreless appearance. He only pitched a 10th of an inning. Brogdon gave up a run. It was credited with the loss. Sam Coonrod gave up 2 runs, and Daniel Robertson out of the bullpen gave up a run as well. Again, kind of tough considering that we did face Spencer Strider, who is on the IL. I actually feel bad for Strider. He was probably going to be top 3 in Rookie of the Year. Braves hope he's back for the playoffs. I mean, if we're playing the Braves, I hope not, because we're going to be owned by him. But quick recoveries for Strider. He went 6 innings, giving up 1 hit, 1 run, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts. That's the big one. That's the big number. 14 team strikeouts for the Phillies. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. 7 left on base. All of those are bad. All of those are really bad. Alec Bohm with a multi-hit game. He went 2 for 4. He drove in a run. JT Realmuto with an RBI hit in his only plate appearance. Alec Bohm, actually, both of them had home runs. So that was the only offense we had. Again, a home run by Bohm in the sixth inning off of Strider, and a home run by Realmuto in the ninth off of Jesse Chavez. And in the middle was Tyler Matzik and AJ Minter holding it down for some scoreless innings for the Braves. And the Braves sweep the Phillies by a final score of 5-2 on Sunday. Just a deflated sweep, especially with the Brewers winning too. It's just so deflated. But then we get into a quick 2-game series against the Blue Jays. We needed to come out on top of this series. We did not in game one. It was an offensive slugfest. Final score: Blue Jays 18, Phillies 11. Blue Jays had 21 hits, basically having a Blue Jays Red Sox performance against us. Kyle Gibson started this game. He went 5 innings, gave up 12 hits, 7 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Only one that kept things scoreless was actually, well, not even that. Only one that kept it scoreless was Garrett Stubbs. So props to him. Zach Eflin gave up an unearned run, but still counts as a run. Then Brogdon gave up 2. Coonrod gave up 4. And Radhan also gave up 4 with 3 unearned. 3 errors for the team. 2 by Stott, 1 by Hoskins. That is not good. Definitely not good, especially because they basically been playing from behind this whole game. Phillies went 5 for 15 with runs scoring position. I love that 5. Don't like that 15. Well, again, it's a percentage, so a 5 for 15 isn't really the greatest. 7 left on base, again, could be improved upon. Schwarber went 2 for 5 with the 3 RBIs. Realmuto had 2 RBIs. He went 5 for 5. Bohm went 1 for 5. Stott went 1 for 5 with an RBI. Dalton Guthrie went 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. I believe this is the game that Dalton Guthrie got his first major league home run. It was. Schwarber hit his 40th in this game. JT with his 20th. Matt Vierling also went 1 for 5 with an RBI as well. And I guess for the Blue Jays, 3 RBIs for Matt Chapman. He went 3 for 4. 3 RBIs for JBJ, who I believe hit a home run in the ninth, which also did not help. Also, JBJ is somehow able to do that offense thing, which is very weird. Raimel Tapia with 3 RBIs. He went 2 for 6. Danny Jansen kind of flipped that RBI and hits number around. He went 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs. Springer with an RBI. Kevin Biggio with an RBI. It's Espinal and Teoscar Hernandez with RBIs as well. They started Ross Stripling, who had 4 innings, giving up 9 hits, 5 runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. 2 scoreless appearances for the Blue Jays. Zach Pop, who went 2 innings and got credit with the win, and Tim Mesa, who also pitched for an inning. So very deflated offensive loss for the Phillies. But they did pick it up on Wednesday, getting the win 4-3 in extra innings. Hey, it's still a win. It is still a win no matter how you can get it. Zach Wheeler was coming off of injury. Also, thank God that Wheeler is back. That would have been so tough without him. Wheeler went 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Syndergaard came out of the bullpen. I love that so much better. If Eflin, I would like to see Eflin back in, but honestly, if Falter keeps pitching the way he is, give Falter that starting spot. But Thor went 2 innings, giving him 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Alvarado with the scoreless appearance. Sir Anthony did give up 2 runs. Those are the only 2 runs scored by the Blue Jays, I believe. Vlad Jr. home run. Yes, that is how they scored. Nick Nelson, scoreless 2/3 of an inning. David Robertson and Andrew Bellotti was scoreless innings. And Bellotti pitched the 10th, and he got the win. Both teams scored 3 in the 8th. I know JT hit a home run. RBIs as well in that inning from Dalton Guthrie and Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber with an RBI single to tie things up. And of course, Matt Fierling's game. He went 5 for 5 with an RBI. Sorry. He won that game for the Phils. 3 for 11 runners in scoring position. Terrible numbers. Both of them are terrible. 14 runners left on base. 11 team strikeouts. This was not a good game at all, but we escaped with a win. Like the Blue Jays, only got 7 hits. They went 1 for 6 in runners scoring position, left 10 on base. So two teams that couldn't figure it out with runners in scoring position. The Phillies just suffered the least, is basically how we're handling this. And then the 4-game series against the Atlanta Braves. First game, a 1-0 win. I don't know how. This game was actually on Fox, so this was actually when I was recording the Penn State episode. Was when Phillies won this game. Matt Vierley with an RBI hit. Only RBI of the game. 12 team strikeouts for the Phillies. Up again, terrible number. 0 for 6 7 left on base. Terrible numbers. Ranger Suarez went 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Good numbers. Good numbers. Sorry. My voice is kind of shot, but not really. It's very weird. Eflin pitched an inning, 2/3 out of relief. He kept it scoreless, got 3 strikeouts, and Alvarado got a 4-out save. Very nicely done by Jose. 6 hits for the game, 6 different people with hits. Hoskins, Bohm, Realmuto, Segura, Vierlin, and Dalton Guthrie. RBI, only RBI again was for Matt Vierlin. Max Fried did pitch this game. He was knocked out in the 5th inning after the Phillies ran his pitch count to 107. Kept fouling things off. Props to the Phillies hitters, even though they weren't getting that many hits, they were fouling things off and running at least Fried's pitch count up. And look what happened. He was knocked out after 5 innings. 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. And, the Phillies were able to hold on from there. For the Braves, it was basically Austin Riley went 3 for 3. The only other hits came from William Contreras, Matt Olson, and Marcell Ozuna. The Braves had 9 team strikeouts, so not able to get anything done. They also went 0 for 6 runners scoring position and left on that base, so that is why they lost. You go into Friday, I was thinking the Phillies were going to lose the rest of the series, but they actually came back better than ever after their win. They won 9-1, a 4-run second and a 4-run fourth propelled the Phillies to a victory. Aaron Nola got the start, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. Very solid game for Nola. Again, September struggles for Nola are being pushed away for this year. Nick Nelson pitched 2 innings out of relief. He gave up 2 hits with 1 run, no walks, 2 strikeouts. The team as a whole went 3 for 7 runners. The scoring position, not bad. Could have been worse. 9 runners left on base and 9 strikeouts. Again, those numbers can be improved. 3 strikeouts for Schwarber, who went 0 for 4. Not great. Harper went 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Not great. Hoskins went 3 for 4. Good. Alec Bohm went 3 for 4. Good. Brandon Marsh went 2 for 3. Good. Bunch of multi-hit games. Those two combined for 8, and then the remaining hits were JT Realmuto and Matt Vierlin. Again, 4 RBIs for Hoskins, RBIs for Harper, Bohm, Marsh, and I was reading off the wrong column for a second. Stott and Vierlin. A home run for Rhys Hoskins as well. I believe a single, a double, and a home run for Rhys. And that led to a 9-1 Phillies win. You go on to Saturday. Braves had to take 1. They took Saturday's game. Final score 6-3. Kyle Wright somehow got his 20th win. I don't know how that happened. He just silently had a great year. 5 1/3 for him. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Bailey Falter got the start for the Phils. I mean, not really his greatest start. 3 2/3 pitched, 10 hits, 6 runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. About expected for someone with Falter's responsibilities. Andrew Bellotti, Connor Brogdon, Sir Anthony Dominguez, David Robertson, and Zach Eflin all pitched scoreless innings. So, or for Bellotti was an idiot third. So props to them. Phillies went 1 for 3 with 5 left on base. I don't like that 3, but I do like that percentage. 8 team strikeouts can be improved upon. Multi-strikeout games for Hoskins, Marsh, and Stott. Only 3 hits for the Phillies. That's why they lost. 1 for 4 was Rhys Hoskins. 1 for 3 was Bryce Harper. And 1 for 3 was Gene Segura. And for the sake of time, we're going to have to move on as we are going very quick. Sorry, did I just block the screen? I believe I did. I'm so sorry. I'm basically using my touchpad as my mouse is gone as I was running through these games. Sorry, I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but I'm like reading off of MLB.com, so that's why I care so much. And then again, today's game is delayed, but currently Phillies leading 6-5. As the numbers are not loading for me. But I know Gibby got the start today. as literally nothing's going to help. So Schwarber went 2 for 3. I believe he hit 2 home runs in this game, which really helped. Yeah, basically other than that, it's basically Kyle Gibson, again, not the greatest performance, but also not terrible. He's been doing pretty fine. The Braves have been, again, a very back and forth affair. But currently, right now, that game is in the bottom of the 5th. And does MLB want me to see the stats? No, okay. And it's not going to work for a touchscreen. Oh, I got my mouse back. Great. Gibson went 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts. A great strikeout total for Gibby. Not really the greatest strikeout guy in the world, but you know what? It's fine. Charlie Morton so far, 4 and 2/3, 6 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Multi game for Dansby Swanson and Travis d'Arnaud. 2 RBIs again for Schwarber on 2 solo home runs. Bohm is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs. Bryce is 1 for 1 with an RBI. And Skura is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Then we're going to quickly go to the minor leagues. I know we're already, We're already like 25 or 26 minutes in. I'm sorry, but it's 2 weeks of baseball. We're going to have to catch up. AAA, they went 1 and 3 at Rochester, pure Phillies form. And they also are 2 and 3 against Great Wilkes-Barre. I checked a few minutes ago. That game is tied in the bottom of the 3rd. Derek Hall just won the Paul Owens Award for best minor league player. So congratulations to him. Yairo Munoz and Noah Skiro doing pretty well in these last 2 weeks as well. And then AA didn't play this week because their season ended last week. They went 2-4 at Altoona. That ended their season at 61 and 77. Much better than last year. And I know they had Painter and Abel at the end, so AA might be exciting now. Wendell Rio, Taylor Lehman, and Adam Leverett leading the way for the AA team. And before we get into Philly of the week, schedules. We got to go through schedules. So the Phillies have so today is the 25th. When we get this out, it's the 25th. Phillies, actually, everybody that I'm going to cover. We're going to cover the Phillies. We're going to cover the Brewers. We're going to cover the Padres. All 3 of those teams are off for tomorrow. And then everybody is back for Tuesday and Wednesday, and the Phillies and Padres are playing Thursday. So the first series from the 27th through the 29th for the Phillies is in Wrigley against the Chicago Cubs. For the Padres, it is at home against the Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. Make sure they get that win. For the Brewers, it's a 2-game series against the Cardinals. I expect they're going to split because I feel like the Cardinals are not going to pull through when we need them to. Then for the second series, Phillies are going to go on the road yet again. I should mention Phillies are on the road and the Brewers and Padres are at home for the rest of the time. So Phillies just played their last game at home. So hopefully they get one for the playoffs, but we'll see. Phillies travel to Washington. That is a 4-game series. The 30th, 2 games on October 1st, and a game on Sunday, October 7th. The Brewers have the Marlins at home, and the Padres have the White Sox at home. 2 teams that could be very well be spoiler teams, although they're not making a serious playoff push. And then the Phillies end the year in Houston, and the Brewers and Padres end with series against the Diamondbacks and Giants, respectively. So let's go through this. Phillies did get swept by the Cubs just after the All-Star break, but you know what? We're a better team now. I'm going to give the Phillies a series win. They're going to go 2-1. The magic number coming into today was 9. The Brewers lost, which made it 8, and I'm counting the Phillies game as a win. I'm going to assume that they're going to stop it after 5 innings, which would be the Phillies win. That is a scheduled game, so the magic number is down to 7. We get a series win at the Cubs, 6, 5. 5 right there. The Nationals, you know what? For the sake of the argument, Phillies take 3 of 4 against the Nationals. 4, 3, 2. And the Astros were probably not taking any of those games against the Astros. Assuming that the Brewers lose 1 to the Cardinals and 1 to the Marlins or Diamondbacks in a span of 6 games, the Phillies clinch the playoffs. It's as easy as that. Just take care of the teams you need to, and then let the Brewers self-destruct along the way. And you know what? Padres are probably getting swept by the Dodgers. So the Phillies might leapfrog them in the wild card standings, and they might also lose a game or 2 against the White Sox. So that at that point, again, we do not want the second wild card spot. We want the third wild card spot. So if it comes down to a point where we are ahead of the Giants by a game or 2, and we're playing the Astros, and the Padres are playing the Giants, we need to lose to the Astros. We need to take those last 3 games to make sure we don't play the Braves in the first round, which would be all in Atlanta, by the way. The home team plays all 3 games at home. So I do not want to play a 3-game series in Atlanta. And hopefully the Padres uh, beat the Giants, but I think the Padres might just take the same way. Uh, Now I'm actually not even going to cut. We're going to go straight into the Philly of the week because everything's winding down shortly. Philly of the week this week, I could have given it to a lot of players. I was thinking Matt Vierlin, but Philly of the week this week is going to go to JT Realmuto for his 999 OPS over the last 2 weeks, 5 home runs, and 8 RBIs in the last 2 games. I know I'm speeding along, but congratulations to JT Realmuto for Philly of the week. And that is going to do it for this episode of It's Always Sunny in South Philadelphia. Make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you listen. For those who can see me, hello, sorry for scaring you with this, and those should be showing up for you right now. And remember, even if the Phillies can't take care of business against the Cubs, Nationals, even if they somehow beat the Astros and lose their chance of playing the Cardinals and instead play the Braves, even if we somehow miss the playoffs again, keep your heads high because it's always sunny in South Philadelphia. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a Penn State video. Thank you for sticking with me for basically half an hour, and I will see you then.